If you go to Congo, they are not comfortable with Nigerians. If you go to Zimbabwe and Zambia, they are not comfortable with Nigerians. In fact, even a country that is close to Nigeria as Ghana have a problem with the Nigerians.
The way Africans hate Nigerians needs to be studied. Me too. I get confused.
There is a problem. There is a general trait that Nigerians have. There's unnecessary aggression that other people don't find comfortable.
Why do you think there's seemingly an influx of Nigerians in most African countries?
Because their country, I think because of the terrorism effect that is going on in their country, and again because of the bulging population and the high rate of unemployment, so they are operating like Chinese. They are finding a way they can deposit their population. Unfortunately, they are depositing themselves with their Nigerian cultures, which do not fit in us.
And how are we going to complain about a Nigerian man living in his country with his African culture, bringing it to another country, when we never complain about Indians moving around with their own culture? Don't we indulge in Indian culture? Do they not run the streets in Africa? Or Chinese people? Do you find them wearing shukas around the streets? They build their temples. They go and do their Buddhism. They carry their own culture everywhere they go, because culture is expensive. Culture tells a lot about who you are. How do we complain about Nigerian men and women taking their culture around the world when we don't complain about the whites? Why don't we complain when the Indians take over with the culture in Africa? We never complain. Do we? No, we don't. Oh, it's giving, I'm Kenyan. If I left my country and went to the UK, I would drop my Africanacity and pretend to be British. No, I mean, it's giving that, because if you expect a Nigerian person to drop their culture when they go to another country, we are Africans. Our culture makes us who we are.
Even in Nairobi here, when you go to Kilimani here, we always see Nigerians opening, wanafungua bunduki, wanataka kupigana na the Kenyans. Those kind of things we have to make sure that they stop. If you go to Donholm, they are doing very crazy things with our ladies.
How do you complain about Nigerians depositing themselves in different parts of the countries when you are comfortable with a Chinese man depositing himself in your African country? Isn't it better for Nigerians to deposit themselves around Africa? Or the thing is, you see it fit for the high population, for the billions of Chinese people to send their millions to Africa to do the most. But it's not okay for an African country to do it. What do we call that? Comfortability with colonialism, or foreign is better than ours? I have a bunch of American people watching my content. Imagine my brothers and sisters from the diaspora waking up every day thinking, how do I make my way back to the motherland? And boom, the first thing they see on TikTok is African people hating on fellow Africans. How are our brothers and sisters going to feel welcome to come back to a continent where even us, we hate each other? African people. Yeah. The earlier we realize that Nigeria is that girl, so that we can rest our hearts, our chests must be down and chill. The earlier the better. I promise you this is not how I intended to do this video, but I was minding my own business and I found this video and I could not believe how much hate is in this video, supposedly by a South African. I must say, this man is not South African, so South African people, we do not claim him. As a fake South African, I want to say we don't claim this man. Again, don't mind my look. I just wiped my makeup. I am from an event. This video has been lingering in my head. Why do Africans hate Nigerians? This is the opinion of a Kenyan man, not a South African. I repeat, yes, South African people will have a lot to say about it. However, I lived in South Africa, I lived in Kenya. So I think I can understand where both people are coming from, most especially a South African one. I don't understand where the Kenyan one is coming from. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. When African people wake up and say, Nigerians yada yada, Nigerians yada yada, Nigerians this. Hey, I'm not dating a Nigerian. I am not Nigerian. I don't have a Nigerian friend, but I have been around Nigerian people. Now, yeah, let me tell you, the number one reason why African people hate Nigerians is because we hate what we don't have. What we cannot do, we hate. When somebody else can do it, we hate. That's just us African people, right? Tell me who's doing it like Nigerians on a global scale. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Nigerian people are different. A Nigerian person in Uganda we saw kulemererwa why you know now. They would rather do the most than failing to try. Those are Nigerians. The spirit in Nigerians does not allow Nigerians to fail. The spirit in Nigerians is very competitive. It makes other African people insecure. The spirit in Nigerians makes other African people intimidated. See, the thing is, you can put a Nigerian on the streets of Dubai, they will survive and live better than any African. You can put a Nigerian on any streets in South Africa, they will survive better than the people of the country. That's a Nigerian. Drugs, yada, 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 unexcused. Tell me, how do we wake up and see a Kenyan person calling Nigerians druggies? In the first place, let me tell you, nothing exists on planet Earth. There is no business that can be successful without a market. There has to be a need of. And I'm not trying to say there's a need of drugs. This is why they are being sold. What I'm trying to say is, if Kenyan people, let's say, they didn't like Nigerians because, oh, Nigerians, they sell drugs in our country, which is most of the times the argument of South African people as well. Why are you buying the drugs from Nigerians? Can't South African people start selling drugs so that fellow South Africans can consume them? Can't Kenyan people start selling drugs so that Kenyan people can consume them? Can't South African people start businesses so that South African people can consume them? Can't African people create business so that their fellow own country people can consume them? There is no way a Nigerian is going to come and thrive where there was no need. The thing is, they are smart. And let me tell you, we can never attack a Nigerian because they are less talented. We can never attack a Nigerian because of yada, 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 yada. Poverty in Nigeria? Hello? Did somebody say they are poor and the terror word that I don't want to say? No. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. I need you to remember that. Nigeria is on a global scale. Nigeria comes first, more than almost 40 African countries. You cannot think about Africa without thinking about Nigeria. Now the problem is, African people, if it's not us, we hate it. See, the thing is, the only reason why we hate Nigerians is because they are freaking expensive. Nigerian people don't love a cheap life. Nigerian people go and get the bag. Nigerian people will thrive anyway. Nigerian people are go-getters. You can't tell me they're stealing your jobs. Ain't no Nigerian I saw in South Africa stealing anybody's job. Nigerians created their jobs. Nigerians, when they come to Uganda, when they go to Kenya, wherever they go, they do their own thing. And the problem is, they will outsmart the smartest person on this continent of Africa. And I'm not trying to say other countries are dumb because I'm Ugandan. What I'm trying to say is, they move differently. Where does all this come from? Yeah, Nigeria, yeah, Nigeria, yo, Nigeria, yeah, Nigeria. It looks like it's a mission of every African country to bash Nigerians. Why? Yes, Nigerians are successful. Nigerians are aggressive. When Nigerian wants a job, they will get it. You can never find Nigerians on the streets starving because that's how they are built. When they go to America, even the American starts, they will tell you that in successful industries, you will find majority of Africans and Nigerians. They are built different. That's how God created them. And because they have that light on them and that superpower on them, we as African people, we hate that. How do I wake up and roll around the internet and talk about how much I hate this country? For what? I think African people, we don't understand that the things that we say about ourselves and our fellow neighbors, those are the things the whites are taking and they are using them against us. I don't think African people, we understand that. A white man has created a narrative that a Nigerian is a scammer. Tell me which country doesn't have scammers? Who scams on planet Earth more than an Indian? Oh, Nigerian people sell drugs, yet. Child, who sells drugs more than in South America? No, let's be honest. They're talented. When you think about African music, bro, the first thing you're gonna think about is Nigerians, bro. That's what we hate. That's why we hate Nigerians. They are what we cannot be, and it's not that we cannot even be. It's just that when you are too insecure about yourself and you hate yourself, and you are competing against someone in bad competition, it's not good competition deep down from your heart, you can never be at their standard. And that is why Nigerians will always stay winning. Let me tell you, I lived in Dubai and I understood why Nigerians become successful. Yeah, they have Ubuntu, togetherness. I tell you, Nigerians have that, which other African countries don't have. Who builds a community more than Nigerians? How are they not going to be successful? Oh, Nigeria. And that notion of we hate Nigerians because they take our sisters. Are they forcing your sisters? The thing is, the reality is, when a Nigerian dates another African girl, they are most likely to give them a better life than what the man of that country has been offering. Am I lying? South African girls, tell me in the comment section. Because when I lived in South Africa, I saw a lot of South African girls who literally go for a Nigerian because they take care of them. What some South African men can't do. Now, the thing is, I lived in Dubai and I understood why Ugandan girls prefer Nigerians. Because Nigerians, they will take care of you. What somebody from your country cannot do. So we are not doing it for our own countries. The thing is, I'm not going to be in a relationship with a man from my country who can't do no shit. If a Nigerian does the job, khalas, that's it. That's where I'm going. So other African countries are going to keep on crying that Nigerian men are stealing their women. And that's on period, as they should. Hey, you wake up, Nigeria. And people be on the internet literally saying Nigeria. That's the thing. Nigeria is something. Yeah, let me tell you something. African people, we need to understand that every country on this continent has its own superpower. You understand what I mean? Yes. Because the more we keep on talking bad about Nigerians, it's the more they will always be better than us. And that's on period. Nigeria is that girl. That girl that you hate. That girl that you think is not pretty. That girl that you think is not smart. That girl that you think she does not have enough nyash. That girl that you think she has a big bum. That girl that you think she's ugly. That girl that you think she has a big stomach, big boobs, big bum. She is figureless. But regardless, she is better than you. We hate you. You're like, they're not even pretty. They're not even that. They're still smarter than you. They're still richer than us. They're still better than us. They're still more famous than us. Are we just insecure as other men? You understand what I mean? We spend a lot of our energies as African people hating on Nigerians than learning from Nigerians how to make ourselves better. Because have you noticed everything that we hate about Nigeria is about success? Oh, child, I have never seen a person who comes out to say, I hate Nigerians because they're poor. No. Jesus Christ. For God and my country, I pray Nigerians never cease to be successful. This world needs Nigerians, I tell you. Yeah, Nigerian people are clever. Instead of us learning from them, we are busy Nigerians. Hi, they must go back to their country. Now, here is the thing, no man is an island. And I bet you, if you sleep with one eye, they will come pass by you. You rest for a moment in a country. When Nigerians come, they will be better than you. So do not sleep and slumber. Every single day you think about Nigerians being more successful and richer than you, is the more you should be smarter and work harder. Too much energy to... Me, I have never seen this energy. African people, we don't even have energy to say, oh my God, oh, this beautiful thing is happening for our continent. When that comes and there's something beautiful, when it's something bad, yeah. Please,